by George Mason head coach Jim Larinaga. To his left is Ryan Pearson. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Larinaga and then open it up for some questions. Raise your hand after we'll get the mic to you.
Well, there was no question from the very beginning, VCU's players were very focused and very, very sharp. They played some terrific defense on us early, but also throughout the first half were, basically on fire. They made 9 of 18 threes. Jamie Skeen, who's their go-to guy on the inside, stepped out and hit 3 threes. They basically had everything working for them. And still, with like 10 minutes to go in the first half, I think we lead by 2. But we got in some foul trouble, and we were not able to sustain our performance for the last 10 minutes. In fact, I think we turned the ball over 4 or 5 times in the last 6 possessions in the first half, which enabled them to go ahead by double digits. We came out, I thought, very focused ourselves in the second half. We're able to whittle down the lead to 7. But I think Skeen hit another 3 from the corner. We got a couple more guys in foul trouble, and we're never able to get the lead back under 10 from there on in. And obviously, they made a lot of free throws and shot the ball very well from the foul line during that one stretch.
Ryan, why do you think you had so much difficulty with their defense, and were you surprised by the different looks they gave you defensively?
VCU's a great defensive team, and they pressure a lot. They extend, they help each other. It was a little bit different look because, we haven't played a defensive team like that all year. It was a little different look. I just had to adjust, and I think I took a while to adjust. And by the time of that was we was down, and give them all the credit in the world. They're a great ball club.
Jim, the first half, I think you only had 1 assist, and then I think only 8 on 26 made field goals. Did you feel like the ball movement and the decision-making on offense just wasn't there today?
Yeah, that's the first time in a very, very long time that we were not the offensive team we've been all season long. Maybe the circumstances, maybe our guys got in a little bit of hurry because we fell behind quickly, and it was obvious that VCU was shooting the ball well. We shot it quicker. We shot it without sharing, and we shot it kind of just being in a hurry rather than taking on time and finding an open man. Some of that is due to the defense. But even when they went zone, when you have total choices as to how long you're going to hang on to the ball, because there is no pressure, we still selected shots way too early. At each of the timeouts, kept emphasizing to go inside. We threw the lob pass to Mike Morrison. He dunked one. And then we tried to flash a guy into the middle of the lane and score there. But the guy who flashed never caught the ball. I don't know if our guys were a little tentative. I think part of it is, as Ryan said, we haven't faced a team that plays full court pressure defense except VCU, and we played so well at their place that, without any additional time to prepare, we played yesterday and we're coming right back. 2 entirely different kinds of teams. We haven't seen zone since we played Old Dominion back in early February. And even though we practice it and the guys know the offense, we tended to be a little quick with the trigger.
Jim, it's the most points you guys have given up in about 2 months. I think the Hofstra game up there. Just what was that? Just as much them just shooting well, or were there defensive deficiencies that you saw there in the first half as well?
Well, if you looked at yesterday's game, and you kind of, as a coaching staff, have to evaluate how much have they changed, what are they doing differently from the last time we played them, because there's been 4 or 5 games since we played VCU the last time. And if you'll notice yesterday against Drexel, they drove the ball to the basket and got fouled. So before the game, we told our team that there's one way to know who's going to win this game, who gets to the foul line more, because these guys are driving. They only took 10 threes. We need to understand that. We really need to do a great job of taking away those driving layups, and they come out and Jamie Skeen, everybody's shooting threes. They're 9 for 18. They took 18 of their 30 shots were from three-point range. It's an entirely different look than what they did yesterday. Now, in my own mind, I know it's because of the way we played them down there. We got off to a great start and had a 15-point lead at halftime, and players react to that. And they're great competitors, and they said, hey, we can't let that happen again. We got to play harder, better defense, shoot the ball better, and pretty soon your team plays like that.
Kim, it looked like the last 5 minutes of the game you were looking to take those threes to try to get a chunk of that lead back early, right at the end of the game, not even waiting till the last minute or two. Was that what it was, just trying to punch it as quick as you could?
I mean, I really won't say it was just trying to punch as quick as I could. I was just trying to hit some shots to get us back in there. You know, that's one thing I always feel like a lot of the players, you know, that's what we all want to do. We all want the ball because we all want to win. And that's what a lot of people should understand. Winners want the ball, and I had the confidence and the belief in myself that if I can knock it down, I can motivate us to get back into it.
Cam, despite this loss, is there any doubt in your mind about the NCAA tournament and getting an invitation?
I mean, Coach mentioned earlier that we are a bubble team. But, I mean, hopefully. I really hope so, because I really just don't want to go out like this my last year, and I know none of us want to go out like this with the tremendous year that we've been having. I don't think we want to end it this way.
When you played at VCU, Mike had a lot better game, and they really attacked him, got him into foul trouble quick in the second half. Was he prepared for that to happen that early?
Did he plan on getting in foul trouble? No. You know, the game is officiated differently as well every night. Even though you have the same players, you have a different officiating crew, you have different styles, you have different mental set. And I think their mental and emotional set was very, very high. They were very focused. They played very well. Jamie Skeen, I thought, had a fantastic game. He played like an all-conference caliber player, and he made some shots that I think he's made 23s all year. That's less than one a game, and today he makes 4. That's 4 times normal. So, I mean, Mike had to cover that once he hit 1 or 2. And a couple of times we were a little slow in our rotation, and Mike came over to try to erase a shot. He got 1 foul 30 feet from the basket on the 3. He got another one. We switched Isaiah Tate onto Jamie Skeen because we were looking for Ryan and Mike to help him rather than Michael Ryan having to guard him because of his ability to go out and hit those 3-pointers. We've done that in the past effectively, but the first time we did it, Mike picked up his 4th foul. And it's obviously much more difficult to play when the next one fouls you out.
For Jim, what were your impressions of the way they executed their half-court offense in the first half, especially some of those high ball screens that they were able to kind of get some open looks off of?
Well, it's something they've done all season long. Yesterday they used that to penetrate and draw fouls, but today they penetrated and threw it back to what we call the replace man. One guy rolls and another guy replaces him, and the guy who replaced him was able to knock down the shot. So, you know, they did a very good job of executing, and we try to make some adjustments defensively at halftime. And again, as I said, we came out in the second half, and I thought we got ourselves back in the game pretty quickly. You know, they called a timeout maybe after 3 minutes. It was only 7 at that point. And that's only 2-3 possessions. And but they came right out and buried a couple more shots. One of the things that killed us, they really were fast to the offensive boards. I know that the rebound totals ended up being even, but during the critical times when we were making them finally miss their first shot, they ran to the boards and kept it alive and were able to get second shots. And that ended up getting the lead back up to double digits.
Jim, with everything this team has accomplished this season, is there any doubt in your mind that they should receive an at-large berth in the tournament?
Well, you know, I don't sit in that room. I don't know what the committee is thinking right now. And someone asked me, about the bubble. Are we on the bubble? And said that the bubble is like a hot air balloon now. I look at the RPI and I hear them on the TV. I'm not talking about the members of the selection committee. I don't know how big their bubble is, but on TV, their bubble goes down to like 86 in the RPI. So if those teams are on the bubble and our RPI is in the 20s, I think we're sitting in pretty good shape. But it's not the TV analysts that select the field. And 31 teams are automatically in. There's only 37 spots left. So, but I think our guys have earned a lot of respect, winning 16 games in a row against in a league that I think has had its best year ever. And the teams in the semifinals, I think, are all teams that have had great seasons.